Hi, welcome to Next Tech Byte. The OnePlus Pad 3. The price seems to keep going up this time at $699, unless of course you have a trade-in. It's got 12 GB of RAM to $156 GB of storage. It also comes with two freebies where you can choose between the Smart Keyboard, Folio Case, and the OnePlus Stylo 2. It's one of the few tablets right now that have the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Still pretty thin though at 5.97mm. It also has Wi-Fi 7, which is good to see. It's got a 12,140 mAh battery, up to 80-watt fast charging. It's got a 13.22 in LTPS LCD display at 3392 by 2400 resolution, up to 140 Hz refresh rate, and 600 nits brightness. Comes with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. You get 3 years of major software updates, which I think could be better, but you get 6 years of security updates, which is actually pretty good. As you can see, really nice build quality, definitely a little bit boxier on the edges versus the previous OnePlus tablet. I like how they did the camera and flash on the back as well, just has a cleaner look to it. Even though it's a pretty large tablet, feels really thin and lightweight. Pogo pins down here on the bottom. Volume buttons on the right-hand side. You can see just how thin the bezels are all the way around. You've got password and face unlock. Pretty strange that there's no fingerprint scanner. Of course, it has Gemini as the assistant. Looks like it's on gestures by default, of course. You can change it to 3-button navigations as well. You can also choose between auto, standard, or high for the refresh rate. It's only using about 21 GB of the 256 available. I feel like that's pretty standard. I think the wallpaper actually looks pretty good on here. Definitely took some inspiration from Apple. I like that you've got different colors of the default wallpaper as well, and of course, a lot of other ones to choose from. Nice and clean design here on the lock screen as well. To me, the screen quality looks really good on here. It's got nice contrast, seems plenty bright enough. Good viewing angles as well. For some reason, this is only Widevine L3, which only plays up to S to playback resolution, kind of strange considering the price and the size of this tablet. I'll be curious to see if they can change that in a software update. Probably can't see in this video, but the Stylo 2 actually has some nice texture on it. Gives you pretty good grip when using it. The shape, size, the hard tip on it feels very similar to an Apple Pencil. Actually feels like really nice quality when drawing or taking notes. Again, feels very similar to the Apple Pencil, seems to have good pressure sensitivity as well. Now, I just tested PUBG Mobile and Asphalt Legends Unite, but not a huge surprise. This is going to play pretty much all the games in the App Store without too much issue, so definitely a nice option for gaming. As long as you don't mind the larger screen, it will be a little bit harder to reach stuff on the screen. But if you're using a controller, it's just really nice to play games on a large display like this. It's got a 12,140 mAh battery up to 80W fast charging. You will notice the more iPad-like aspect ratio, which I think looks pretty good. You may just have bigger black bars on the top and bottom when watching movies or YouTube videos, similar to what you see on iPads. I also ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, and it lasted about 8.5 hours, which is pretty good considering the size of this tablet. So, it should last a couple days with the mixed use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. You've also got a quad speaker setup with 2 on each side. I think the speakers are plenty loud enough on here. I'll have to do a closer comparison, but I feel like the speakers on the older versions might actually sound a little bit better. But here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. Fade to great as you fade away. There's a 13-megapixel rear-facing camera, 8-megapixel on the front. Inside the camera app, you've got night, video, photo, selfie. Under more, you've got pano, time-lapse, and document scan. You can shoot up to 4,030 frames per second for video recording. I feel like the shutter speed on here is pretty decent, and the photo quality looks good in my studio lighting. But here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of what to expect on the new OnePlus Pad 3. I think photo and video quality is actually pretty good on here compared to other tablets I've tested. So, you could use this for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls if you need to. Keep in mind the front-facing camera is only 1080p resolution, where it's 4K on the back. Overall, this is a pretty impressive tablet. It's nice and large, but still pretty thin. It's easily one of the most powerful tablets that I've tested on the channel so far, but it's also one of the smoothest as far as software goes that I've seen on any OnePlus product. So, I could see some people choosing this over Samsung or an iPad. To me, the only downside to this tablet is only 3 years major software updates. So, not quite as good as Samsung or Apple, although 6 years security updates definitely help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.